Okay, I'm live. Yay. Okay, so I'm live from my kitchen. My hippie, messy kitchen. None of you have ever seen the inside of my house. Yeah, that's kind of important. So, I spent, well, I should say, I didn't spend 9 months reading all your comments. I did other things with my time. And so I decided I needed to finally go back in there and read every single one and respond to all of them. I think I may have not responded to one or two because because I couldn't really thumbs up and I don't really agree with thumbs down and I couldn't heart it. And I really had nothing to say. But for the majority of them, I did. And I wanted to share some of my thoughts about them. So, first of all, I want to thank all of you who have commented. I really get to read them. I'm going to be better about it in 2020. Thank you so much for your comments. And by the way, this camera thing I'm using, it's brand new. Let me know if it looks right. I feel like it washes me out, makes my face look like, I don't know, different. So I got to figure out some lighting stuff. But let me know. It's a brand new camera, and I'm hoping that I can use it when I do Zoom videos with some people that I hope to bring on, so you all can do that. Anyway, so going back to the comments. So here are some of my thoughts. I first off would like to really salute all of those who have found me by accident. I think that's hilarious, kind of. I don't even know how YouTube does that. That you, I don't know what you were looking up or, let's see. Oh, it's sending, there's a warning given. Ooh, I don't know what's happening. Okay, I'm just going to ignore the warning. Maybe it's smart, important. Okay, I think it's sweet. I think it's cool that you were just like, I didn't know, but I didn't know, and I didn't know that this is a thing, and I didn't know that I needed this. I love that. I love those kind of comments. It really softens my heart because it makes all of what I do worthwhile. I also say that I'm really honored that many of you have reached out to local professional cuddlers in your area because of my videos. You trust me, you believe me, and I'm honored. Truly, I'm honored that you would do that. Hopefully taking care of yourself. So I love that. Um, I'll get into some of the more negative comments in a second because I find those fascinating. Thank you for the compliments. Those also just really boost my day. And I really feel like I need a compilation. Just when I'm like feeling low, I could just go there and look at those, and it would encourage me to make more videos, of course. Thank you for those who have watched my videos and have become professional cuddlers or have gone to the Cuddlist training. That's awesome. If you need a 10% discount off the program becoming a Cuddlist, let me know. I have that code. There have been questions around the legality of what I do. Each state is different. So the state of Texas is a rebel state, and what's cool is I have a lot of freedom here in this state and in my city to do what I do. Not everybody does. So please look at your laws. And so I know there's been some concern around that. I think one of the things that is often misunderstood and confusing is the idea around sexual or non-sexual. Distinguishing which is which. And that is really, really difficult, other than by the physical markers, right? I mean, like if you're engaging genitals, I think I know what that is. I think we all kind of know what that is. But there's a lot around the intention. And so I think we get caught up on, is this a sexual service? Well, I'm sure I've been in sessions that looked platonic, and I experienced them as platonic, but were not platonic on their side. And I've had to, after a session, reach out to someone via text and be like, experiencing you, I want you to know that I experienced you as a sexual client and not a platonic one. And it's sometimes a conversation that I have after the fact. That's kind of can be kind of difficult, confusing to have, because I think that a lot of people sometimes don't even recognize how sexualized they are, and they have the choice to work on learning how to move into a platonic. That might be a desire, or it may not be. And so when it's not, then I'm like, there are other services out there in the world that could meet your more sexual needs. And so then it comes to, like, I think people often ask questions about me. I've, of course, heard criticisms about about myself around like, my intentions, or that I'm really doing sex work. And I want people to understand, and this is a little tricky, that I am a sexual being. What? I am a sexual being. I think it's important. In some of my comments, if you see them, I'm like, yes, I love sex, and I don't have to engage in sex in my sessions. Like, I have a choice. That's what distinguishes humans versus animals, is that I have a choice in it being sexual or not, right? Which, hey, I see some people commenting, yay, hi Cass. She says, hello Janet, good to finally be able to be part of these conversations live. Okay, if y'all like this, I will do more of them. Of course, this is just off the cuff kind of stuff. So my Brave Conversations, what I call this, kind of episodes are meant to be kind of off the cuff. So anyway, and hello Tom. Yay. Thank you for joining. Okay, so yes, I am a sexual being. I love sex. I feel like I can't say that in a platonic, arena in which I work, but I really want people to see that it is beautiful that we can be both sexual and that we can also be non-sexual or platonic, and that we have the capacity for so many different types of human connections and how rich they can be. And I have so much to tell you all around what I do. And there's a lot of parts of my work that I don't tell you all, and this year I want to explain some stuff, kind of pushing some boundaries. I think some of you don't know about all the capacity of things that I do. So if you criticize me, I will agree with you, because obviously I see things from your perspective. I can only imagine what it might look like for others. I also know that talking about touch is subversive. It's not understood. I'm hoping to begin the podcast this year. My gosh, it's been in the docket of things to do, and I've started some things a year and a half ago. It's embarrassing, but that's going to change. Even if I have to do the podcast by myself, I want to get out there and discuss kind of the depths, deeper stuff around touch, and bring some more information, much more, because I really believe that, again, we need to have these conversations. So some other things that I heard, remember, criticism, it says this is mindless. I think that's what they said. I know they use the word mindless, and I want to say I agree with you. This work, or this service, is mindless. And what I agree with is I want all of us to be able to get out of our heads. So many of us live here in our minds, and I would like for us to get into our bodies more. There's so much intelligence and knowledge and intuition, and there's so much that we can learn about our bodies if we listened. And many of us are disconnected from the neck down. We have no idea. So some of the work that I do, particularly with my retouch work, which is rehabilitative touch therapy, is about beginning to access the intelligence down here, which is awesome. Reading a comment here. Even without being sexual, these kinds of sessions can be very enjoyable and beneficial. Thanks, Tom. Yes, I'm thinking of a session I had yesterday that I left there. I kind of ended a headache in the session, and I left oh my gosh, my headache was gone. It was completely grounding and de-stressing, even for me. I love it as much as if I give, I love receiving. And heard great testimony the next day, actually this morning, from the client who said that they slept so well last night. Something as simple as touch and pressure, at least for this client, was a lot of pressure, squeeze tight, can really be completely de-stressing. Yeah, so thank you, Tom. There was some comments around the husbands, around the white men video that I made. I just want to let you all know I heard you. Thank you for sharing. Again, these are not easy topics to talk about, controversial. And I also want to mention, some people thought that this service that I provide is really sad. And I agree. I wish I lived in a world where it wasn't like this, that we had the kind of safety and trust with each other to touch each other. All right, Cass is saying, out of our heads and into our bodies, something that our Western intellectual tradition has devalued. Yes. And they're talking about getting into our bodies. There are systemic and racist reasons why we've done that. And I can't wait for the podcast, because that's one of the things I'm really wanting to talk more about. Hundreds of years of us devaluing touch. We have a lot to learn from our past and be able to correct now. Tom says, I'm one of those people who, if I ever went to a sex worker, would probably just want to lie down and snuggle rather than anything else. And they would probably tell you, go find one of us. and then those who come for sessions who I could tell really want sex work, I'm like, go to the sex worker, right? I wish that we could elevate all of this services, this labor, and make it so that all of us could access the kind of services we need. Ideally. But hopefully that will change at some point, where people aren't shamed or unlawful for seeking out the kind of touch and experience that they're looking for and needing. Is there anything else? I had people blaming science and religion for our inability to access touch. I find that, there's some serious blame to go all around all of us. And I think the last thing that I want to say is that around some trauma, there was some really great comments around trauma, and our body has memory of abuse that we've experienced in our muscles. It lives inside us. I recently have been working through a lot of my own personal stuff this past year, hence why I've been kind of quiet. And I find that when I go to the gym, I'm now in powerlifting, so I'm getting some real muscles. And I cry. I cry when I'm able to really get deep into those muscles, because that's where our trauma and our sadness lives. And sometimes with touch, that's all people need. It's just a really gentle touch to be able to bring that out. Other of us, like myself, need to be pushed really hard, and then again, that comes out. It can be in massage. Other people experience it that way. But we have all this stuff stored in us, and it makes us sick. And it's time to release that stuff so we can be lighter and do the work we're meant to do on this earth. Hi, Joseph, another person. So I think I'm complete with all of my comments. Keep commenting. I will do my best to get on there, respond. Again, I'm not necessarily scared of the negative stuff. It's okay. I want to engage with it. I want to engage with real people who disagree even. So if your voice, it's like, I disagree. I know that there was a medical doctor that made some comments. Please come back. I'm going to text you and make sure we get a chance to get you on here and share your concerns around this work and all the things. So thank you all. Happy 2020, and we'll be seeing much more of each other. Take care. Love y'all.